very problematic because
are you gonna get level 20?
Are you gonna get level 20? That's exactly what it is. That's the question.
What are we lacking here? Because I feel like Mineski has got quite a bit of team fight. They have the nice setup for an Earth Splitter, Ember Spirit with the damage on top of that, as well as Grimstroke. That is great, actually. They could have a Darkseer and be even better. Imagine the wombo combo if Mineski goes for a Darkseer. But Fnatic doesn't really have that much team fight other than the Undying and perhaps a bit of Timbersaw.
They don't. They're just beefy, tanky heroes that don't die on the lanes. That's how it feels, honestly. They have really heroes that are powerhouses in the laning stage, but after they just fall off, all of them. Well, not Tiny, but yeah. Overall, like Timber, I've seen this hero be a complete hit or miss. He's playing versus Natural Order this game. He's playing versus Grimstroke with that silence. That silence is actually really good versus Timber. You have two chains as well. You have Nagas and Embers. So I don't know. It's not the greatest Timbersaw game, but it's not horrible for him. That's why they picked it as fourth, definitely. And Naga is not going to do a lot on the lane, as we said. But after the laning stage, that's the question.
Is this an Abbott Tiny no or Abbott Timber? Actually, everything could be possible here.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. It could be the Timber mid as well.
Timber mid.
Now the question is which hero does better versus Ember.
Ooh,
nice.
Let's go with the Lifestealer. So
yeah. You can do the Radiance build versus the Naga Siren, I suppose.
I mean, you're going to want to have some way of dealing with those illusions.
Yeah, but at the same time, you do, I guess. With the Timber, with the Tiny, you have some AoE. So maybe perhaps it's better that you get like that Basher build. I'm not certain. Like eventually you need that Basher.
Yeah, because I guess you do want to try and fight before the illusion is going to be that strong anyway, because you're going to have, as you said, this Tiny and Timber that are going to be getting you around the map and getting you in the faces of these heroes.
So it can be the Armlet into whatever Armlet Dazzle Basher, that could be the build, and then you can even kill the Ember. If you're infested in a Tiny, you can basically take down anyone, or you could go for that Midas into Radiance Medallion build. That's also pretty good. So far though, Fnatic, they have always opted to go for the damage build, like the right-click one.
Yeah.
So mid. So
is this
Naga offlane Naga, I imagine.
Give me that Naga black.
So it's offlane Naga.
Safe lane Ember and a mid lane DP.
All right. I mean,
having Ember and Naga as your two side laners, that's not something that we see a lot.
It's definitely interesting. If this is how they lane it, they can still switch it up. It doesn't have to be this way completely. I've seen that Prophets played on offlane. It used to be like a really legit thing, but she got nerfed. The Siphon is changed, so I don't think it's as good as it used to be. Naga on the offlane versus Nyx. I mean, you do have that web to deal with Lifestealer.
Because now the DP against the Tiny, but the DP can just, you can beat the Tiny, can't you, right that lane? Or is the Tiny sort of strong enough to see it?
He's still going to CS with the 3, yeah.
I think he's going to be able to CS, but so is DP. Like, it's going to be...
I mean, DP has to use the Swarm there to CS.
Yeah, sure, and he's just using his 3.
And he's just using his 3, so he has a slight edge there. I mean, the only way you take down that Tiny is with a rotation, and who can rotate? There's other Titan who isn't really great at that.
We got to do the predictions, you guys.
I mean, for me, I think I've got to go with Fnatic again. I think the Tinys could pop off this game, and I'm not a believer in the Ember Spirit and the Naga Siren as it was in 2019.
I'm going with Fnatic as well. I just don't see the synergy on this draft of that Prophet Naga offlane. I mean, it's hard to predict. The patch just hit, and there are many things like
different things.
Our predictions are mostly based upon the team, not really upon the draft, because it can go any way. Like,
I can see Naga and Ember win, but not against a team that is the same caliber as the team that is playing the Naga and the Ember. If that makes sense.
We'll see, because this is something a little different, and we'll see. KP Naga Siren back in the day, that when he was on newbie and stuff, that used to be a legendary thing. So we can see if we can bring that magic back amongst the ranks of Mineski.
There, he says, KP Naga.
KP Naga.
There we go.
It's a very old school classic.
It is.
So let's see.
Naga, caps lock.
Size is excited, that's for sure.
Who will be the first team in the region to qualify for the major, which is actually pretty big because it's also, you know, it kind of cements you as a top team in Southeast Asia, and there's a lot of teams trying to get that title.
Yeah.
It will be a pretty prestigious victory here, on top of also qualifying for the major. We'll see who gets
Shadow
gets out
Shadow with
ahead.
those boots. Gonna hit quite hard.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be very annoying to deal with. Ooh, that is a really... I know why you wanted to play Naga. Look at that tail. That is so shiny.
That's a pretty good set.
It's pretty.
I didn't know.
Actually, I love it.
Orderos Cyprin?
I love it actually. It's very well done. Like
2 for 2 runes.
it's like
Look at
it's
that.
not over the top, you know.
Is it not?
Well, a little bit.
It's
I
a
mean,
little bit over the top.
I mean,
Imagine 4 of these babies on top of each other.
well, Shiver, stop.
I mean, there's gonna be... it's gonna be illusion, mirror images and all that.
Well, let's see.
Also, it's fish. Come on.
fish.
Yeah, but
Fish is a fish lady.
It's a fish lady that lured so many captains into their death.
I guess
she's
so many
literally
sailors.
a siren.
She's
Yeah,
literally
she is a siren.
The
team that
law
you want,
is
yeah.
she has sex appeal. Like
Exactly.
that is the backstory of being a siren.
This is true. This is true.
They were real things back in the day.
Yes, they truly
They
existed.
just like dragons and worms and wyverns.
Yeah.
They're real things.
It's all existed.
Worms still exist, actually.
Worms. Dragons and worms. You have those Komodo dragons as well. So.
I said
Yeah, dragons still exist. Dragonflies.
Yeah, dragonflies. He basically didn't say anything false.
That is. These are
he's like,
all existing
yeah.
things.
Alright, so this mid lane should go the way of Tiny, but I guess it's even. Tiny has 2 denies. DP is able to keep up though. We got a tri lane on bottom, try v try? Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and it's always a lane in which Elder Titan benefits from all the damage, but at the same time you have Undying on the other end, just using that decay to take down that damage of yours and your HP with the decay.
Has to be careful though, especially with the slow coming out.
He's just debating. He has decay to work with and sticks. It's alright.
Yeah, an early stick in a lane like this is a must.
Yeah. Like what I noticed, the difference between, I don't know, 4K, 5K players, 3K, is that they don't invest in these small items as much. Like sometimes they're like, alright, I can do without Quelling Blade, I can do without stick. You can't.
You can't. There's a reason why that item is picked up, yeah.
It wins you the lane. Like, it's only about that one kill that goes your way. Suddenly you have experience value just because you popped the stick at the right time.
How is the matchup Naga versus Timber?
Timber is not going to have any problems.
They're both doing okay, right?
Well, yeah, KP's going to cut the wave, and then Timber's going to farm under tower, pull the wave.
Timber is doing the same. You just farm the hard camp, and Naga can farm the medium and the small one. So honestly, Naga cannot approach that lane. That's why she's away. She cannot deal with the Timber. There aren't many heroes that can one-on-one, but
true.
There are some. Naga is not one of them.
Obviously down on this bottom lane, who's getting the biggest share of the foul. MP 14 for 4, 9 for 3, so a little edge here for the Dire. When it comes to getting that CS, and mid lane, 14 for 6, 13 for 2. Pretty even as well between Arbed and Mooners. Still yet to see that first blood at 3.5 minutes in. Both teams not quite with the killing potential.
Yeah. Nothing really happening. Probably expecting this first blood to happen here.
Yeah. Shackle is there as well as the open wounds.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I'm an oracle.
Well, Fnatic get in and an easy pickup. They've got a lot of catch and lockdown.
KPYI.
These riptides though. You know when that change first happened, there were a lot of split thoughts about it,
Yep.
whether it was good or bad. And I think the fact that we rarely see even Naga picked up
Yeah, it was-
kind of means it wasn't the greatest thing to have happen.
I mean, like, it can definitely hurt. Like, sometimes when you see those illusions on top of you,
Oh yeah,
or
sure.
Nagas on top of you, just riptiding away.
But sometimes there's 4 Nagas on top of you and nothing happened.
I mean,
But normally
not
some-
to me. It's always
TMI, Lizard, TMI. You and your fish fetishes.
in any case.
Look at all those tails,
Yeah.
though. Oh, so shiny.
So slithery as well.
Oh, that's illusion's gone. And that's gonna happen every time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like ISS could do anything about those creeps being cut. So, you know, he'll just focus on his own farm as he should. And he's obviously finding a lot of it. Gonna be very quick arcane boots.
That is 4 runes to Fnatic.
Yeah, I think they're going to be more than fine with this sort of slow start to the game.
Yep.
We've seen some games in which the Timber just farms away, has complete free farm, and then after the laning stage she gets shut down by some silence by Grimstroke,
Yeah.
plus 1 rotation. There's also silence from the Dead Prophets, but the damage is the question. Do they have the damage after all these silences?
They need that Ember to start
Yeah, they need
hitting
them.
hard later on.
He's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna be building even. Like, what's the build on Ember?
It's normally, because it's a slow starting hero, right? Is there any item you can get so that you are not so slow starting?
I mean, this hero doesn't have to be slow starting. It depends. Like, it depends on your item build. That's it. Like, there are some. Like, there was the Whale Radiance build. There was the Travels build, Maelstrom build, Yule's build.
Yeah, I reckon so. Your Yule's Maelstrom is probably the...
Yeah, Yule's
Oh.
Maelstrom.
But it depends how pressured he feels, how... You know, sometimes you'll see the need for them to go like Yule's and Lincoln's or, you know, something else defensive. If they're worried about being caught out.
There are literally no silences on the side of Fnatic though. So
No,
that
so
Yule's
maybe
is like,
you build more aggressive then. Yeah.
if you get caught, you got caught by Tiny or Rasta, and then it's like whatever.
Yeah, not going to
Yeah.
do anything.
So mana is good, I guess. Movement speed. So 22 stacks. That's change kicking in.
Yeah, I think Isis Eyes is having quite the fun time on top. So does KP on his Naga, though.
Yeah. I wonder who has bigger net worth though, because maybe some of those creeps from Timbersaw are more valuable if he
Yeah.
was farming the hard camp, but
Definitely. The difference
close,
shouldn't be that
yes,
big,
yeah.
though. We probably kind of even... We'll find out soon enough.
DP doing quite well versus Tiny.
Who's the better late game? Mineski? Because of the Ember?
Guess you have Ember, you have
So you've got
Naga.
a Cornaga, I guess, that can
Yeah.
transition pretty nice if the game goes on, definitely.
Yeah. Much is gonna. How much is Knife
bye.
be able to do? They got him. Timber is
Hey,
here.
Timber's here. If he doesn't make this rotation worth it, that is an...
I guess he's gonna pressure the tower now. So there's that.
Yeah, but... There's a...
Okay, so I believe Nike's is going for Radiance.
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, it's Radiance build. Bracer into Radiance, and
I mean, he's got Trez as well. DP ult used on top tower, so that will probably be this tower. Tier 1 dropping, Tier 1 bottom was under siege for a little bit. They do get the kill there on Febby, and they can rotate that into a push as well.
They're going to need to try and make a lot of space and time for MP to get the farm on, but you know, with the mid-tiny, they've certainly got the tools to do so.
Mid-tiny with a DD room.
Yeah, see if we can catch anyone off guard by being on the high ground there.
Get those stacks.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Got the deep wards down so they can make these moves Fnatic and see if they find any members of Mineski alone. And maybe the Grimstroke a little dangerously close there.
Yeah.
he just wants to defend. Just wants to spam the creep wave, get some experience there. But Undying is rotating around him on the bottom lane.
I like the amount of pressure that Fnatic is putting on this bottom lane right now. And at the same time giving Shadow Shaman some
Experience
space.
on mids, yeah.
Because they need that level 6. They need those wards if they ever wanna. If they wanna push high ground early, then those wards are gonna be needed.
I mean, Mineski right now, they have no ways of dealing with the Timber yet.
No.
You can't fight him.
Oh.
Hello.
He's been caught.
Toss him.
KP does have the song if he
Yeah.
needs it, but he
He can
doesn't
steer
need
the
to.
song eventually.
He's got the 2 braces and treads. He's got a lot of
He's very
HP.
tanky. He's also going Radiance, right? I would imagine so.
But on the off-lane, Naga, you might want to go more utility.
I mean, he was safe lane. Okay. I mean,
It was a very safe lane, but it was the off lane, yeah.
yeah.
Now, the question is, do you go for damage, right? I wouldn't mind seeing this Naga go for literally like Diffusal and Manta or something like that, just pure damage. But you could go utility too. I don't know, their draft just looks wonky. They don't really have the true right clicker. There's Ember, but he's not really your Nyx or Troll or Jug of the current meta, right?
There's going to be a large point at this game where the only damage really is the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just fight with the Exorcism, and if you don't,
So the question is, do you
not gonna do
itemize
anything
that
against.
Naga in such a way that she fills that gap, or do you just ignore that gap completely and go with the Death Prophet's damage, and then you... I don't know. It's a very interesting draft that they have made. Here we go, Ice.
Ooh, the stomp stopping him mid-chain. And the silence now coming out as well. He has not got any place to go.
Yeah, they really played that well. That stomp was perfectly timed so that the chain fails. He's such a hard kill, and getting him here was super crucial.
He
for
was the
that.
highest net worth on the map. That is definitely some value right there. The rest of the team now coming in to defend this tier 1 mid. Crucial strategic point, of course. But can they make something happen is the question without that Timber Saw. And Lifestealer still doesn't want to join, of course, because he just wants to farm and get his Radiance up as fast as
That
possible.
Sin was on a tiny though. That could catch them off guard.
Do they have Sentry? No.
Toss back.
Toss back. Yep, they got that as well.
got him. They've got the Hex, they've got the Burst. Serpent Ward's a down moon. Get the Exorcism heal. And
the
they've got the
TP
TP out with the Song of the Siren from KP. The escape is successful.
Tipped.
Nice play there from KP, saving his Death
Can they
Prophet.
catch anyone though? Maybe this other Titan, no? Not even the other Titan.
Not even the other Titan. And Lifestealer actually teleported in for that, or at least...
So they wasted the wards, so everyone there.
Everything.
They still didn't get the kill. I mean, they did force the Naga sleep out, so now she has to be a bit more careful how she farms.
Yeah.
If they do catch her somewhere across the map, they can take her down definitely. But
Did they think they were going to take her down faster so that those spirits wouldn't heal her up? Because it was very close, and then those ghosts came back and she was like back to full.
yeah, maybe that's the reason why they instantly popped the Rasta ult.
Yeah. Maybe a bit mistiming there.
I mean, they did it literally toss back into wards, into everything, but it
No,
wasn't
no.
fast enough.
Oh, and they're still hanging around mid. They really want that tier 1. In the meantime, top as well as the DP and the Grimstroke on the hunt for the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, they should definitely take it now. There's a DD on Tiny. You aren't stopping this push.
Oh, the Hex coming out. DJ, can he get out? The silence is there. The slow as well, but it looks like Mineski is the one to back off.
The Tombstone has been used, and they decide to back off. After all, they are at the shrine. Fnatic, so you don't want to fight there. I don't know, honestly, these two drafts, like the Fnatic's one just looks more normal and I would go with it.
Yeah.
But I just do not know what to expect from this Naga. Okay, it's a Meteor Hammer Naga.
I mean, that's what he used to do. Yeah.
Alright.
The KP Naga, he would just get the Meteor Hammer.
So sleep
Why
into
not?
Meteor Hammer, the good old Naga, yeah? You can time the sleep. I think before you'd have Aquila, then you would time the sleep.
They changed the timing.
They changed it.
So you can't do it perfectly now.
Yeah. But
You can
it's
do it
still
very close.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
it's
very
still-
close.
yeah.
You aren't gonna stop Nyx from raging
No,
though.
but you are going to still combo it.
Oh,
yeah.
this is a good catch.
That is indeed. It's KP. It's gone a little bit too deep there, trapped up by the wards.
Is that Tetherlands from DJ? I suspect it is. The Rasta really caught him from a distance.
Still another very low kill game. So, yeah, 14 minutes in, only 3 for
Only
2.
5 kills. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
A very passive
what are you
gameplay from
doing?
these teams.
And it is final game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you win this game. You're at the major. At the major.
The major is in March, right?
Yes, it's in end of March. Yeah. So pretty soon, right? No, not that soon actually. Couple of months. No, not soon at all actually.
Month and a half.
Month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a nice bit of time to chill out after this.
Yes, if you qualify, then yes. If you don't, then you still got minor qualifiers to go to.
Oh no, good. I mean, yeah.
And a minor if you're lucky.
If you don't qualify for the major, it's a lot of extra work.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of extra work to get there.
It really is.
I was seeing after that Hood, Ice is going to pick up the Yule Scepter, so he has got that way himself to play around the catch and silences of Mineski's lineup.
I mean, he definitely needed that Yules for the Death Prophet Silence, for the Grimstroke as well. It's definitely going to help him out.
Oh, I got the money now for Abed to pick up the Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the quickest of blinks, but...
Definitely not, but after
Now
this blink, Fnatic actually has ways of fighting and setting up some pickoffs. Before this blink, you're basically dead in the water. There's nothing you could do. It's like if some crazy Naga tries to push you, catch her with Rasta, but that's about it.
Or maybe you jump on a Grimstroke when you kill him.
Yeah,
When he shows himself again, which he did.
Oh,
Hello.
and they go. The
Saw?
sleep is out. It's not going to save Febby, but maybe they can set up a turner. And KP, Meteor Hammer positioning, it's going to get the stun onto one of them, and that will allow them to kill off TJ Shaman. They'll turn towards Jabs as well. RG chasing him down the slow there from the Grimstroke, sets up a second kill for Mineski.
Grimstroke brought back for this as well.
Yep, that's a decent fight. You use the ult on that Prophet though, and you have to do something with it. Yeah, Rush or tier 2 mid. Still level 1 ult. So I guess they're gonna just go for tier 2 mid or something. Maybe not even that.
No, I guess it's about to end anyway.
It's out, yeah. It's level 1 ult. It's not the biggest deal, but still. You use the song, you use the ult, and now I think you just go if you're Fnatic.
Yeah. Everybody's back alive. There's wards up. That's really the only big cooldown they have, huh?
The only problem for me, for Fnatic, is the fact that they have this Nyx plus Tiny combination that can just roll across the map, get pick-off after pick-off, but Nyx is building Radiance, so it doesn't really...
He's almost got it.
He's almost got it, but...
Oh, hello. That is a Naga Siren stuck in some wards.
Well, the burst
Not have anywhere to go.
Yeah, without the ults, they can't really do anything to help him out. Mineski, they've got to be a little careful there, trying to siphon out but he's so tanky. Archie will be able to get it on the backlines. Sure, he killed DJ, but has he got any way of playing out there? That was just a one short remnant. He took the route out to two of them, and Archie will actually manage to escape. That was
Highlight Eye, savior of teammates.
That's a good job as well. I mean, RG, he went right in for that DJ kill. It would not have been worth it if he lost his life there.
Got caught out by the freshly bought Yule Scepter by the Timbersaw as well.
Yeah, it's good to get rid of his Flame Guard as well, so... That Yule's definitely doing work. Sadly, they didn't get the kill that they wanted to, but...
I'm going to come in here with the TP again from Pi, maybe see if they can do anything about Ice. He's quick with the Yules to make sure there's no stomp. And with that, there's no way to catch the Timber.
Yep.
Okay. Still, enough space is being created for Nyx to get that Radiance. Radiance is, first and foremost, on Nyx a farming item. It actually boosts your farm afterwards. Yeah, you can fight versus illusion-based heroes. It gives you some damage as well. It's good in team fights, definitely, but it boosts your farm very well.
Man, he's already not doing bad. He's only gonna get better.
We are gonna have an Echo Saber on Tiny soon too. Has that double damage, probably gonna be looking to rotate, get some solo pick off. So far we haven't seen, like we noticed before, we haven't seen the infest bombs being used at all.
Even though he's got the blink.
In this game, infest bombs are so strong, you can blow up every single hero.
Oh yeah, like the Ember as well. Yeah, having that as the carry is one of the downsides. He's so squishy. You get that instant.
Actually, Rasta has a blink now too, so there's another hero that can combo with the Lifestealer. Plus that blinking on Rasta with Hex with Tetralance is so good versus Naga, versus Ember. You can catch them out of position when they think they are not.
Well, let's see, top lane. Fnatic heading in, there's the jump, Arbed in with the blink, and they're straight on top of him. The Hex comes out as well. The side. Oh, the stomp there from Paladin, buying some time for KP, but not enough. He'll still fall, and Jab's already on the front lines, trying to chase for more. DJ on the high ground gets the lockdown, but the Ursprint comes through as well as the ult from Moon as they're turning it around Mineski. They've found Undying. The root from Archie holding MP down for a little bit of time. The blink. Arbed taking the Lifestealer out of harm's way.
If you didn't try to Meteor Hammer there...
Are they going back in?
They might. Once the ulti is gone.
There is still a Song of the Siren.
Yeah.
Is there? Didn't he use it?
No, it's just a stomp.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So KP's still alive if they do go back in.
He bought back though, Naga bought back that fight.
He did.
Which isn't really great, but...
And that's Paladin gone.
Paladin, it's a good kill.
That's going to be, just 400 gold to the Echo Saber now on Arbed. And yeah, as you say, MP's farm's going to accelerate with the Radiance. They're 20 minutes in, 8-6, as we say, a pretty passive game.
Yeah,
Fnatic 7k ahead.
I mean, Naga used to be really good versus Nyx because of the web. You could chain him to the ground, web him to the ground, and then kite him. But I'm not certain about this game. You have this Ember and Naga cores that are always susceptible to just tiny. Like they
both die.
He can blow them up.
And like, how do you do anything about this Timber? This is a tricky kill to get. They'll stomp him down. KP on the side has to go for the Song as he finds the rest of Fnatic hiding in the trees. Yeah, try and find the setup with the Meteor Hammer, but the timing is off with the Meteor Hammer. Looks like it might have mattered because Archie's in with the Searing Chains on the two of them. They will find the kill on the Undying, but an instant buyback comes out from Jabs as he wants to keep the fight going. Archie, Remnants across, will find the big kill. Gets Arbed. Arbed down and out of the fight, but DJ, Hex is there onto the Ember Sprint. He's punished for it, and even though they got Arbed, they'll lose 3 heroes for that attempt. As again, the sort of awkwardness of Mineski's draft proving to be apparent as they just don't have the damage.
It's just weird.
They walk in, they song.
With the Meteor Hammer perhaps, and that Ember, Flame Guard kicking in, they definitely do have the damage for the targets that they catch with that. But there are multiple targets that are still going to run around and kill you. There's the Timber Saw, there's the Nyx with Radiance. Timber you're not going to kill even in that, so he's going to use himself afterwards, shake it off. You don't, like, first and foremost, you don't have a proper way of dealing with the Timber. I think that's their biggest issue.
This will be a free row sham for Fnatic. No way the Mineski can come out here and give the Lifestealer.
Yep.
I mean, for all the fights that Fnatic is doing well in, they're not really taking that many objectives anymore.
But they're just getting further and further ahead. And
sure.
I don't think there's any sort of rush here for them.
I mean, they were the ones waiting. They were the ones waiting for that Radiance. Like, that's why we had only 5 kills, minute 15 or something. Yeah. And now it's picking. The pace is being picked up a little bit.
You guys did say that come late game, Mineski has a better shot when they get some more items from the Ember and Naga.
If they're behind now with the build that they have, so with this Meteor Hammer, that's not a build that's going late.
If it was that diffusal Butterfly Manta Naga that I was talking about, then perhaps you have the damage, you have mana burn for Timber, you have many things with it. But with Blink Dagger, Meteor Hammer, I'm just not. I don't know, I'm not sold on this build. Certain about
Timber still has his own use.
It's such a tricky kill.
I mean,
with the ults.
They have to.
Or not.
God.
They will get him. They surely are going to get him. He gets healed.
But it cost them, they have to choose the Exorcism, they have to choose the Ursper, they have to throw pretty much everything down onto Ice to kill him.
They do get him though.
They do get him.
Got him.
There is a buyback available as well.
I mean,
But if you're
he
using the
does need it.
if you're using the exorcism to kill a timber, you're not really using the exorcism to get an objective. So now you have to sort of wait for the ult again.
I mean, if you didn't use it, you wouldn't have killed him. Like,
But what does killing him actually
killing
do?
him does nothing for
Yeah.
you. It just creates a bit of space for your team to farm. But this Nike still has that Aegis, and he's running around like he doesn't care. I think they could have even given that Aegis to Tiny. He can jump in, create chaos, then you fight Nikes. It's hard for them to kill him.
Middle tower has been denied.
But yeah,
At least that's a denied mid tower.
yeah that's
It's a little
what I tell my
victory.
team as well. We denied. It's fine.
Yeah.
If only Throne could be denied.
If only. If Throne gets denied, it's a tie.
It's a tie.
No, if Pro gets denied, the enemy gets less MMR. They get like half MMR for the win.
But what
The
happens
most
if it's a
frustrating-
competitive
yeah.
match?
Then you get half the prize money or something.
You gotta share.
I don't know.
I know some organizers that would love that actually.
All the TOs are like, yeah, please deny it. Deny the ancient. Still, it does just look to be a very tricky game for Mineski.
It is.
And they must say, they obviously have an idea and a game plan with this.
They have an idea, but it
We're yet to
eludes
see it
me.
come
Yeah,
into
it
place.
eludes me, and
Yeah.
we're yet to see it.
There's a reason why we don't really see a lot of teams going for a Naga or an Ember Spirit.
Especially as we say the same lineup. It's
I mean,
Yeah.
that Prophet is maybe the trump card. Maybe that Prophet is 303. He's doing fine. Maybe later on,
but he's been very defensive. I think he's building an Eon disc.
yeah,
So
goes out of control.
really,
Perhaps
it's a
later
way
on.
to do, I guess, in the DP as long as he can stay alive in the front lines
Yeah.
and maybe
If he
the
does
Exorcism
manage,
doing damage.
exactly. If he does manage to stay alive, maybe he can be the one that takes down the Snikes. Not an easy task ahead of him though, as his team is just a bunch of illusions and spirits that aren't really doing anything.
Radiant's
Yep,
middle
and
tower
Fnatic
is
just
under
keeps increasing that gold lead.
Yeah.
Went from 8k to 10k in the past couple of minutes. Oh,
They should get that Manta first, then go for high ground, I believe. The courier is going to the side shop for them, so they're gonna get it, then go back in. And look at this. Like what
No,
we did.
right
This is one of those
click and
Timber games in which he just stands in front and feels invincible.
That really is. All those stacks maxed out.
Radiant structures.
Fortification has to come out from Mineski with the Serpent Wards pressuring this bottom lane. Actually, the Shiva's Guard for Moon. This is what he has now managed to complete.
I mean, he's pretty tanky.
tower down. When the way is clear, Age is almost burned on MP. He's got to be careful.
They're gonna take down those wards, but if you are Fnatic, you just go back,
Yeah.
you take the
You go
shrines,
fine.
Yep.
you wait. Your Tiny has 3k gold, he
Yeah.
can finish that Shadow Blade right now.
And then, maybe you catch Mineski off guard. I might not expect that to be there from our bed, and he could find that position to jump in and start the fight off.
I mean, you have to get out of your base. If you are, there we go. We have a smoke. You have to get out. You can't just lay down and take the beating. You have to do something about it.
That's what they're gonna try.
Yeah, the Aegis is gone as well, so this is the perfect timing.
Using DP as bait, perhaps, or
Yeah, usually you have to have someone pushing out, because if you don't, the smoke
too
is
obvious.
too obvious. I mean, this
Yeah.
is pretty obvious too, but maybe you're thinking, all right, we're too strong. They're just gonna be far.
no? Look at the positioning of Fnatic. Everybody's
Yeah.
hiding, or at least close together.
They're drawing circles.
And well, Fnatic vacated the bottom lane, so Mineski can.
This is really good positioning for them as well, as they're preparing
what
to
they
either push or take the shrine on top. This shrine is very important when it comes to rush potential, as if you take it away from the opposing team, they can't buy back into that fight and port instantly in. It's basically a very basic thing right now.
Yeah.
You always take it as soon as possible.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, trading that for this tower is not worth it for Radiant, but like they take what they can. That's pretty much the name of the game for them right now. You can't fight. You can't stop this Timber. Right, we're gonna see some 4 illusions soon on Nikes. What a great room for him to get, by the way, once he gets that radiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy split push and farming.
Untying level 9 feels bad. Like, this guy's never getting his
Oh,
tombstone
yes.
talent, yeah.
Well, I don't think he's too poor because he is at the moment on the verge of
Going to a major, yeah.
going to a major, yes. A major in Stockholm, nonetheless.
I was actually in a team with Jabs.
Oh, yeah,
Not this Jabs. There's a European one as well.
that is a few jabs.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a good
Rage
bloke
burst
as well.
out. Yeah, it's kind of sad for Piladai because, you know, Piladai is, I believe he actually lives in Stockholm even, as in originates. Definitely
Oh,
Swedish.
yeah, well, he's got a place in Stockholm, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been living in Southeast Asia for a while.
Yeah.
But I believe he's got a place in Stockholm, and you know that. I would imagine that is one of the craziest feelings. Playing in front of your.
Say,
Yeah.
whoever loses this is probably
Gonna win the loser bracket.
Sure.
yeah.
probably going to go. Both these teams are probably going to the major,
Yeah.
unless something crazy happens in the lower bracket.
You never know. It's low bracket. Something crazy can happen.
But
And low tag, they do well under pressure.
Yeah.
So,
They do.
yeah, they've been improving. Low tech have improved a lot over the recent.
Elder Titan called out.
Yeah, that wore up the high ground.
Yep, Highlight Eye is a huge brick in their defense. They need him.
No buyback. Luckily, he's not at a high level. He's back again at 30 seconds.
Seconds and he's up. And I don't think they're gonna push. They're gonna wait for Rush.
Yeah.
Get more pickoffs around the map if anyone dares to come out. I mean, this
DD
Naga is
Rune as
building
well.
Hex. They're building so much control, but they're severely lacking damage. I think it's all on Ember and
Does he ever have any damage?
as a Maelstrom, I believe.
Yeah.
What else? Not a whole lot.
No.
That Prophet can be the hero. You got have that Shivas, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Moon can get in with it all. But MP.
Building that Octarine. Like, Moon can be that hero that's unkillable on the side of Mineski. A counterpart to this Timber Song, let's say. So maybe if they hide behind this scary Ghost Lady, they can take a team fight or two. The natural order always comes in handy, obviously.
Yeah, that's true. Can't forget that. Does, certainly helping with the damage if they can get on top of that Spirit Mineski and play with it. But this lead that Fnatic have just continuing to grow.
Yeah.
15K
right now.
advantage.
That's a lot.
It certainly is. It's just little things like you see DJ's farming his Shaman. It's the same as KP's offlane Naga. And
That Shaman has
arguably
so much.
doing it, having so much more impact as well.
Right, another smoke behind this Ember this time. They maybe expect them to go on the Ember.
So the scan Fnatic on the high ground. They know that they're up there.
The last time I jump in, yeah, they're infested, but they don't see the smoke.
Just straight away. And immediately, with that Hex, they're going to get the Ember Spirit out of the fight. He's going to buy back. Song's going to come out from KP. Can they do any sort of big turnaround? KP's going to look to try and take down the Tombstone as this song comes to an end. Moon is very low though on the front lines of this. He tried to go in with the Exorcism, but they just kill him through it. 3 dead on Mineski. The Shackles there. That's going to be a dieback on the
GG.
Ember Spirit.
There's no buyback.
In this game may just be
That's
over. And it is.
Yep.
GG is called. Fnatic have secured this first SEA spot at the major. They're going to it. They're coming over here to Stockholm.
Yep.
I think pretty much the predicted top seed in the
so
SEA
too.
region, and they did it. They nailed it. Fnatic, and that third game they did make it look quite easy, but I think certainly a bit of that was down to Mineski trying a draft that was just a little
very
off the wall, a little
interesting.
different.
Yeah.
Very
I don't think
different
that was the game to try this out, but perhaps they felt desperate.
Yeah, maybe they felt. I mean, as I said, maybe
Why would they feel so desperate? It's not like they had an awful first 2 games.
No.
And it's
They were
like the
pretty
first
even.
game, they lost to a Juggernaut Lich, aka the Meta Heroes 1. Second game they won with the Magnus PA, aka Meta Heroes 1. Why would they then in game 3 not just
Go with Meta.
go with Meta
I mean,
Heroes?
they obviously thought that this was strong and they had
Sure.
a plan.